A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members. Yesterday, finally, we got our Asia Cup squad. After a lot of chaos, lot of confusion, we finally had our 17-member squad for the Asia Cup. It's actually an 18-member squad if you include Sanju Samson as your backup reserve. Now, there was a particular conundrum regarding the omission of Yajuvendra Chahal. AajTak, the chairman of selectors, had stated that we cannot play two wrist spinners in the team. But there is an option to play two left-arm players, left-arm bowling all-rounders with the same dynamic. It kind of begs the question as to what exactly does the team need. Now remember, there was yet another bombshell that was dropped in the press conference where AajTak said that KL Rahul had suffered a fresh niggle. So, will he play? Won't he play? Is Iyer going to be fit for number 4? Is Suryakumar Yadav going to continue at number 4? Or will Ishan Kishan bat at 4? What is the conundrum around the number 4 situation that plagued India so badly in the 2019 World Cup? 4 years later, have we had an answer to that? Well, we may not have had an answer, there is still a lot of debate around it, but former India captain Sourav Ganguly is not worried about the number 4 situation because Sourav Ganguly stated that see, number 4 is just a batting slot. It does not determine India's outcome. Every other batting position is important in that way. We need not be fixated with the number 4 situation at this time. He has gone on to say that every match is important for India. India's chances are high of winning the World Cup. But that number 4 situation, he said, it is just a batting slot. It need not determine your outcome in a big way. Agreed, number 4 is vital, but also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every player in that must contribute. So, are we really getting fixated on the number 4 situation? Because if you remember, Rohit Sharma had stated that no one has managed to nail down that number 4 spot ever since the retirement of Yuvraj Singh. And you've seen that there are 17 players who have been tried in that particular period. 17 from 2017 till 2023 at this point in time. So, the number 4 situation, how valid is it? Is it again going to hurt India in 2023 because you've not had that much of cricket time? All the players, some of whom are coming back, are going to play together for the first time after a very long time because this core, excluding the bowling core, this batting core last played together in March, in the Australia series. Now, after this, you're going to play the Asia Cup and the 3-match ODI series against Australia before the ODI World Cup. How much will this core stick together or how much will there be workload management and rotation? On top of that, fitness will play a massive issue indeed. So, that number 4 conundrum still remains, although Sourav Ganguly is saying that the number 4, it is just a batting slot. There are other positions also which can contribute in a big way. But the major talking point was Yajuvendra Chahal's omission. Everybody was like heartbroken. Some said that, okay, maybe Yajuvendra Chahal has been dealt a very harsh hand. And if you look at it, his cryptic tweet was something like this. It's cloudy, the sun will soon rise. Many people are saying that yes, it is very unfair that Yajuvendra Chahal, who was your 2019 World Cup leading wicket taker for India, is not even going to play in the Asia Cup, and most likely he is not going to be part of the World Cup. But stranger things have happened, remember, because September 5 is the last date to announce the provisional squad. You can make changes galore until September 28th. That is the last date when you can make those changes. After that, you have to get the approval of the ICC Technical Committee. So, UZ Chahal may have missed out on the Asia Cup, but can he still play the World Cup? Very slim chance. The sun will rise yet again, but Yajuvendra Chahal's career is at a real crossroads here. What do you do? How will you back him and how will you give him the support, considering that he's not part of the ODI scheme of things, but yes, he could be part of the T20 scheme. Remember, 21 and 22, he just didn't play despite topping the IPL. What do you do in that situation? Now, looking at the situation that is there in the ICC ODI World Cup, it is obvious that India, the BCCI and all the organizing committees have become a major laughing stock in the world because of the reschedulments. Now, you remember the original World Cup schedule, now October 15th, the India-Pakistan game was rescheduled to October 14th. 5 to 6 games around that were rescheduled, and then in November, because of Kali Puja, the Pakistan-England game was rescheduled and 4 other games were then done. Now, Hyderabad jumped in and saying, oh, we can't host back-to-back games, but the BCCI has put its foot down and they are now adamant that no, you will have to play back-to-back games. So, Hyderabad's request has been turned down. But this has not stopped the rest of the world from taking note of the situation. And the PCB head Najam Sethi was like saying, BCCI should have taken my advice regarding the real PCB playing their World Cup games in a neutral venue. Now, this neutral venue dig is at the Indian team because of the BCCI, because they refused to play the Asia Cup in neutral venues. They wanted the hybrid model. They are now in a mess with scheduling tweaks being proposed every few days. Well, in this case, whatever be it, the borders, divisions, whatever we may say, ideologies aside, Najam Sethi is really hit the nail on the head. He's absolutely right when he says they are now in a mess with scheduling tweaks being proposed every few days. It is a real joke as to what has happened this World Cup, even before a ball has been bowled. Because 100 days prior to the World Cup, you will release a schedule, when Australia and England release it a year in advance. Beat that for efficiency. Then 2 weeks later, we suddenly find out the police departments in Ahmedabad, and 2 weeks later in Kolkata find out, oh, there are festivals, police security and security situation might be a problem. So everything was rescheduled. Instead of 2 or 3 games, 9 games were rescheduled. For the Indian cricket fan and for all the travelling fans, you're in for a nightmare. From cricket, let us move to other sports, and in the first day of the Badminton World Championships, you saw a major upset with Kidambi Srikanth unfortunately facing off against the top-ranked Japanese player Kenta Nishimoto, and unfortunately Srikanth lost to Kenta Nishimoto in straight games, and it is a big blow because he got the worst of the draw, and unfortunately Nishimoto, who's in prime form, dispatched of Kidambi Srikanth in straight games. But there was good news because HS Pranoy and Lakshya Sen made it to the next round with a superb display, winning in straight games and ensuring that they carry the Indian legacy forward. Remember, Satvik Sairaj, Rankireddy, Chirag Shetty and PV Sindhu played today. So that is going to be a very important match indeed. India's hopes are resting on these 4 individuals at this point in time. Yet again, the rematch of Wimbledon, and yet again we had a massive clash between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz in the Cincinnati Open. Remember, Alcaraz and Djokovic put on a fine display in Wimbledon where Alcaraz won the title. Now in the Cincinnati Open, it was almost a 4-hour 3-setter, and Djokovic managed to win the title in grand style by beating Alcaraz. And with that, this was his 95th ATP title. He surpassed Ivan Lendl, and now he's only behind Roger Federer and Jimmy Connors as the individuals with the most ATP titles in their career. Djokovic can very well go on to get 100 if he plays for 1-2 years more, and he can try and extend his Grand Slam streak to 24 if he wins the US Open. Remember, he's won the US Open only 3 times, and he'll be wanting to dethrone Alcaraz in this edition. But today at 4:30 p.m, all eyes will be on 18-year-old Ramesh Babu Pragnananda. What a sensational feat he has achieved. He's become the youngest ever player in the Chess World Cup final, and he could become the second Indian after Vishwanathan Anand to win the Chess World Cup. But standing in his path is this behemoth called Magnus Carlsen. Carlsen is, without a shadow of doubt, the greatest ever player in this modern era. Beating him would be a remarkable feat. But remember, Pragnananda has beaten Carlsen thrice last year, and he's beaten the world number 3 and world number 2. Can he win against the world number 1 and the greatest at this time? So remember, today and tomorrow you are going to see 2 classical games. If Pragnananda can win any one of the classical games and hold on for a draw or win the second one, then you will see a new Chess World Cup winner. Otherwise, the World Cup winner will be decided on Thursday through tiebreakers. So that is it from this edition of the Morning Wrap. We will be here all day long with a lot of sporting action. The build up to the Chess World Cup final will be there. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.